All right, folks, imagine trekking across the desert, sand everywhere, sun beating down, thirsty work, right? Now, imagine doing that with the entire nation of Israel. That's Exodus, baby. God rescued his people from slavery in Egypt, and now they're on the move, heading for the promised land. But there's a catch. God wants to be with them every step of the way. Problem is, God's kind of holy, you know? Can't just pitch a tent and call it good. We need something special, something sacred. We need the tabernacle. The tabernacle was like a mobile command center, a holy HQ where God's presence could dwell among his people. Not just a tent, this thing was a masterpiece, built by hand with the finest materials, all according to God's specific instructions. Talk about a divine design project. This wasn't just about putting up walls and a roof. This was about creating a space where heaven and earth could meet. And guess what? God chose a regular Joe to lead the construction crew. Meet Bezalel. This wasn't some big-shot contractor. He was a craftsman, an artist, chosen by God himself to oversee the building of the tabernacle. See, God doesn't care about fancy resumes or designer labels. He looks at the heart, and Bezalel's heart, overflowing with skill, creativity, and a deep reverence for the task at hand. God filled Bezalel with his spirit, giving him the knowledge and ability to work with all kinds of materials: gold, silver, bronze, wood, fabrics. You name it. Think about it. No power tools, no Home Depot runs, just pure craftsmanship guided by faith. Talk about a dirty job. Imagine the sweat, the calluses, the sheer determination etched on Bezalel's face as he brought God's vision to life. This wasn't just construction, it was an act of worship. Every hammer blow, every stitch, every detail honed to perfection. Why? Because this wasn't just any building, this was God's house. The heart of the tabernacle, the Ark of the Covenant. This wasn't some dusty old chest. This was a masterpiece of acacia wood overlaid with pure gold inside and out. Talk about bling. The Ark was rectangular, about the size of a small freezer chest, with gold rings on each side for carrying poles, and on top, the mercy seat, a solid gold lid with two golden cherubim, their wings outstretched. Now here's the kicker. The Ark wasn't just a fancy container. It was the seat of God's presence, the place where God's glory would descend and meet with his people. Inside the Ark, they placed the stone tablets inscribed with the 10 Commandments, God's covenant with his people. Talk about a powerful symbol. This box represented the very heart of their relationship with God. It was a reminder of God's law, his mercy, and his promise to be with them always. Section 4. Furnishing God's house, tables, lamps, and incense. Building a house for God. You can't skimp on the furniture. First up, the table of showbread. This wasn't your grandma's dining table. This acacia wood masterpiece, overlaid in gold, held 12 loaves of bread representing the 12 tribes of Israel, a constant offering to God. Then you had the golden lampstand. Not your average IKEA lamp, folks. This 7-branched beauty, hammered out of a single piece of gold, provided the only light inside the tabernacle, symbolizing God's constant presence even in the darkest of nights. And let's not forget the altar of incense, crafted from acacia wood and overlaid with gold. This is where the priests would burn fragrant incense every morning and evening. The rising smoke represented the prayers of the Israelites ascending to God. Every piece of furniture, every detail, had a purpose, a meaning, pointing back to God and his relationship with his chosen people. Section 5, Sacrifice and Cleansing, the Outdoor Essentials. Now let's step outside the tabernacle. First you'd see the altar of burnt offering. This bronze behemoth was the workhorse of the courtyard, the place where animals were sacrificed as atonement for sin. Heavy stuff, but a vital part of their relationship with a holy God. Then there was the bronze laver. This large basin, filled with water, stood between the altar and the tabernacle entrance. Priests were required to wash their hands and feet here before entering the holy space. Talk about a spiritual car wash. It was a powerful reminder that approaching a holy God required purity and humility. These weren't just religious rituals, they were symbolic actions that pointed to a deeper spiritual truth. We need to be cleansed from our sin to stand before God. Section 6, Holy Threads, Dressing for the Divine. Now imagine getting dressed in the morning, shirt, pants, shoes, simple, right? Not for the priests. Their garments were anything but ordinary. These were holy threads, meticulously crafted with specific materials and symbolism woven into every fiber. The high priest's outfit, talk about a head turner. He had a breastplate adorned with 12 precious stones, each engraved with the name of one of the tribes of Israel. Then there was the ephod, a colorful garment with 2 shoulder pieces, each set with an onyx stone engraved with the names of the 12 tribes. Don't forget the robe, woven in blue with pomegranates and golden bells around the hem. Talk about making a statement. These garments weren't just for looking fancy. They represented the priest's role as a mediator between God and the people, a walking billboard of God's love and provision for his chosen people. Section 7, the unveiling. God moves in. After weeks of back-breaking work, sweat, and unwavering dedication, the day finally arrived. The tabernacle was complete. Every piece of furniture was in place, every curtain hung, every detail perfect. The Israelites gathered around, held their breath in anticipation. Then it happened. A cloud, luminous and awe-inspiring, descended from heaven and settled over the tabernacle. The cloud was a visible manifestation of God's glory, a sign that he accepted their offering and was taking up residence among them. Can you imagine the emotions surging through the crowd? Awe, wonder, overwhelming gratitude. They had witnessed the impossible. God, the creator of the universe, choosing to dwell among them in a tent they had built with their own hands. Their journey to the promised land had just begun, and they were carrying the very presence of God with them every step of the way.